When one is faced with the problem of being overweight, what should they do? Many people respond to this answer by getting more exercise, eating healthier foods, and generally just having a better quality of life to try and put down those numbers on the scale. Personally, I'm of the opinion that the solution to this would be going onto a caloric deficit and going to the gym and not shoving Popeyes down your gullet like I currently am right now. Bro, this mac and cheese. No, I didn't get any chicken from Popeyes. Now, I'm going to preface this video by saying that I'm not a nutritionist. I don't have any experience in the field. Nothing to do with human body studies. I am just a YouTuber. I have no credentials to be speaking on this. But I am a pretty avid gym goer, so I don't know if that means anything. But I want to preface it by also saying I don't think losing weight is rocket science unless you have something like an eating disorder or you're not in a budget to where you can afford certain items that may help you in dieting. I'm still of the opinion, however, that if you do have all these resources, then there really should be no reason for you not being able to lose weight. Weight gain or loss is a very touchy subject for multiple people, but some people like to openly express their opinion on it, such as Illymation. Illymation is your average run-of-the-mill storytime animator. Now, is that to say that she only makes storytime videos? No, but I'm trying to give you a perspective as to what her content is reminiscent of. The old 2017 to 2019 style of making animations with a character, retelling stories in your life, and other things along those lines. On the 21st of December in 2023, Illymation uploaded a video called Perks of Being the Fat Kid. Now, as a fat kid myself, these are not the personal perks that you would be thinking of. Well, to be frank, there was really only one perk mentioned in this video, and that is redefining what it means to be healthy, despite for the initial 14 minutes of this video not having anything to do with that, and moreover about their appearance. I still believe really the only perk of being the fat kid would be becoming an NFL O-line or D lineman. But I'm personally of the opinion that no one aside from certain individuals get to really redefine health, as running a 4.9 at a 40-yard dash at 313 pounds is really the true way to do so. I mean, just look at this frozen slab of butcher meat move down this 40-yard dash. Jesus Christ. You're trying to tell me that you did all you could to lose weight. Look at this guy. He's running a 4.9 on a 40-yard dash, and he's still 313 pounds. Mind you, this is only 0.4 seconds slower than some of the running backs at the combine. I mean, running is literally in the name. Now, I do have a lot of discrepancies with this video, but I also do have a lot of points where I think Illy is technically correct. I think Alyssa's dieting situation is one that is quite complex. I would venture to say that since she tried dieting as a kid and it didn't totally work out as she planned it to, she sought help from people that weren't totally credible or trustworthy, hence why she wasn't able to actually lose the weight. Personally, I'm of the opinion that trying to lose weight using a PT and a dietitian is futile. I think people need to understand that we are in a modern day malicious society where a lot of people are generally just greedy and want money, and they are willing to do so by any means necessary. Or they're conspiracy theorists, so really pick your poison. But I personally wasn't the only person to have a discrepancy with this video. Well, I mean, I didn't have a discrepancy with this video when it came out, but after watching it today, yeah. Think Before You Sleep is a political commentary / rant channel. With upwards of 800,000 subscribers, their word is held to pretty high esteem. On February 28th, they posted their own video criticizing Illy's Perks of Being Fat video. Now, with this video, I have some discrepancies with it as well. I personally think there were a lot of things in this video that did not need to be said. Commenting on Illy's appearance and fashion sense was futile, and it's extremely out of pocket and is actually just giving them an excuse to say that your video is totally invalidated because you were harassing them. Mentioning their appearance, fashion style, and generally things about them as a person and not their argument was essentially shooting yourself in the foot if they were to respond in any way. And respond, they did. I'd also like to mention, because I feel like this was something that I saw was very prevalent throughout Think Before You Sleep's video. This guy is so based, and I don't even think he knows it, because he says pretty intelligent, correct things, but for some reason, it just makes me laugh.
Aubrey Gordon, and if that name doesn't sound familiar to you, remember this opinion piece that I showed earlier that was cited as evidence in the self.com article that Alyssa used? Well, this girl on the left wrote that article. Small world. But in this animation, she's depicted as a little overweight, when in reality, this is what she actually looks like.
I also want to mention, this guy is a certified looks-maxing Patrick Bateman red pill, black pill Sigma. So, liberals, be warned.
Bad posture is unattractive and bad for you. Mouth breathing is
You
unattractive
try
and
hang
unhealthy.
with the gang,
Clearly,
yeah,
Alyssa
bad
and these
little
people
bitch,
do
you
care
like
about
the
their
gliss is
appearance.
on my
And it's not
chain, yeah.
vain or
I
low
heard you
class
were
to
talking
look
right. While this video might have had its ups and downs, I personally believe it was a well-made and good researched video. It could have went without a few petty jabs, but that's besides the point. But in response to the video, Alyssa posted on Tumblr. Yeah, people still use Tumblr. Fuck. Radar of the Stars asked, "Did you see this total creep who did a takedown of your fat kid animation? It's the exact sort of insane you'd expect for someone mad at the idea of weight isn't actually the only thing that matters in life." But oh, if you thought that was initially pretty bad, Alyssa's response is just as bad, if not worse. "Yes, I didn't watch it. A friend did though, and gave me a rundown. I advise others not to watch the video or his channel either. Do not engage. Don't give him a single second of watch time or ad revenue." Dude, this guy has 800,000 subscribers and gets 600,000 views per video. I'm sure he needs your one view to make ad revenue. Like, I'm sorry to say it, but that one view is not going to propel his video into like exponential territory. Especially with the amount of people that actually still use Tumblr, I would argue is probably in the thousands. When making this warning on Tumblr, how much ad revenue and watch time are you really giving him? She then goes on to discuss the effect that his video actually had on her. "Since this video went live, I've been getting hate comment bombed on my fat kid video, on other vids on my channel, as well as on Twitter and Instagram. I submitted reports, but it takes a while for a human review at YouTube. I chatted with a help desk person today in the live chat help section, and she was very helpful. Unfortunately, I just have to sit tight. However, if you or anyone else is reading this or comes across this video, please report it for cyberbullying." Oh, the melancholy! In all seriousness, there were some jabs in this video, but seemingly they didn't come from a place of malicious intent, but actually just out of ignorance. Like, to be fair to him, in this video, he seems like he's genuinely trying to give constructive criticism. I just don't feel like he's very aware of how he is saying these things when it regards to her appearance.
Alyssa talks down about her appearance a lot in her videos. This is despite having decent features like strawberry blonde hair, blue eyes, and vibrant skin. She could easily be considered attractive by most people if she just stopped wearing those grandma glasses, picked better clothes, learned how to style her hair instead of always leaving it flat to her head with maximum forehead showing, and watched some makeup tutorials. Now, it's kind of hard to see what she's talking about when it comes to the dress, so let's Google an actual photo of that dress, and holy shit, that is bad. Why did she think this would look good? Whoever animated this scene did not do that dress justice. The purpose of good fashion is to highlight your good features and downplay your bad features. You do this by using different shapes and colors to draw people's attention towards what you want them to look at. If my upper body looks better than my lower body, I can easily draw attention to my upper body by wearing brighter colors on top and darker colors on my legs. Side note, if you're trying to lose weight and for some reason you insist on keeping junk food around, then you can pretty heavily reduce how much you eat of it by merely keeping it out of eyesight. With that said, Alyssa gave us two things that she didn't want people to focus on. One was her weight, and the other was her legs. Well, all that weird stuff going on in the middle of her dress immediately causes me to focus on her stomach, and the overall design of the dress ends up making her look bigger than she actually is. Second, while you can't see it well in the picture, the animation shows that the dress has a break in it, which brings attention to the legs. Last, if you look closely, you can see the dress is see-through. Why would you pick a see-through dress with an opening in it if you don't want people to focus on your legs? I mean, this whole outfit causes people to laser focus on things she doesn't want them looking at, and it appears that there is no intention behind why she's wearing that dress. It looks like she picked something out that she randomly thought was interesting and creative without asking, would this actually look good on me? How do you draw people for a living but don't know fashion? This girl has millions of followers, yet if you saw her out in public, you'd be afraid that she's about to pester you for spare change.
However, feigning like it's harassment and cyberbullying is just ridiculous. And especially considering you haven't watched the video, or at least you've expressed that you haven't watched the video, it's not a great look. But you know what? She hasn't watched the video, so maybe this friend has given a great, beautiful, amazing, just extremely unbiased description of what his video was. Also, one little thing before we get into this, it's your friend. They're gonna tell you shit that you just want to hear. I'm sorry. Anyways, just finished the entire video. Guys just dog whistling to misogynists and using phony generalized life advice guy suggestions like get plenty of sleep, exercise, stop eating sugar, don't drink alcohol, don't smoke weed. And the general vibe of the video is I hate fat chicks and here's why. Spends a very high percentage of the video personally attacking Illy's appearance, and takes her opinionated life story and attacks it with cherry-picked, non-academic sources, which is hilarious because he leaves the video claiming that the literal professionals' well-documented opinions shouldn't be trusted in a very hand-waving sort of way. Pretty much anytime he interjects his own opinion on the matter, it is either just non-factual opinion or actual tinfoil hat health guru style conspiracy theory. My judgment is that this guy appeals to the same audience as your Jordan Petersons and Ben Shapiro's. Funnily enough, I timed out every single time that he actually mentioned Illy's appearance in any way, even if it was actually complimenting her, and that rounded out to 2 minutes and 31 seconds. In a 36-minute video, that is only 6% of his video devoted to doing that. How can you even blame Alyssa for taking this perception of his video, considering she hasn't watched it, and was given this as her unbiased explanation? I'm genuinely starting to believe this person didn't watch the video either. 6% is majority, or a high percentage, quote unquote, of the entire video. Get your head out of your own ass! After the same individual made their own Twitter thread on the entire situation, explaining basically what they thought of the video and going over some of the arguments in the video, some of the points being that Think Before You Sleep discredited academically trained professionals like the doctors and dietitians in Illy's story. If you are to say that they were correct in giving Alyssa her diet information, that would imply that since her diet didn't work, she wasn't following it correctly. Are you implying that Alyssa was doing a poor job at dieting and exercising? Unless you're talking about the oh so great source information from the video, from the likes of Miss Gordon. At the very bottom of the thread, they attach an image where they actually did reach out to Think Before You Sleep, talking about their video, saying if they could ask a few questions. The one problem with this direct message being, no one knows you, lil bro. In the sense that in the original Tumblr screenshot, their name was not mentioned directly. And in response to this, Think Before You Sleep even has to address him by saying, apparently, this is Alyssa's friend. That being of the implication that he did not know this Twitter account was Alyssa's friend up until this very moment. So trying to use the point that since you sent him a message not saying who you were, not saying that you had any involvement with the situation whatsoever, and just flat out asking if you could ask questions about the video, he is just inclined to respond. And if not, you can hold it as insurance for when he initially does respond to you in a video. He tries to respond by saying it was a pretty direct way of communication and that the name and the bio are in the Twitter message. So maybe I'm wrong and Think Before You Sleep did actually know that this was the individual that was Alyssa's friend, but I'm not really buying that. When confronted with this information, he does say that he didn't make Think Before You Sleep aware. And all he's saying is that he tried. And honestly, that sticks pretty well with the theme of this video. You didn't try hard enough. To put this into moreover perspective, if I were to go to someone that had 1 million subscribers who had a video made on them with someone with 800,000 subscribers and giving them a totally unbiased rundown of the video on them, and then before or even after this going straight to the individual's DMs who made the video saying, can we talk, without even mentioning that you told this other person the rundown of the video so that you could use it leeway when they inevitably respond to your very biased take on their video. Excuse me if not referencing you were the person in the Tumblr post was stupid or malicious. Frankly, I like to conclude the situation as ridiculous. Not only did it start with a pretty ridiculous video, at least when it came to more factual information. Certainly I'm not calling her story ridiculous because I don't really care. Then midway through, we had some ridiculously based takes. And we ended it off with just genuine, silly, goofy, wacko mode, common Twitter X things. But I have been salty, and this entire thing was actually just an advertisement for my own personal training and dieting routine that's better than any of these smucks and their possible opinions on dieting and exercise. Subscribe to it right now. $15 a month. And you'll be saying bye-bye to that 4chan flubber in the matter of weeks. Link in description, use code SANIX for 40% off your first program. In all seriousness, if you like this video, hit the subscribe button, because that would actually be pretty literally sigma. I've been salty, and, I mean, fuck weight loss.